Sunday night, we had the Grammys on TV, and I watched them, and of course, being such a young soul, I don't recognize most of the performers and the people who are producing music today, you know. And one thing I loved about your music is I don't recognize most of it. So like you said, I spent a lot of time just meditating on the words and the beauty of your voice. But it's like the passing of the torch to the new generations, you know. So one of the things that I thought I would do tonight is to bring you up to date on Marianist in the U.S. and in the province in particular. So, because I want to make sure I get this accurate to you. So the Marianists have what's called the rule of life. It's how they live their life. You often hear about religious orders founded on the Holy Rule or the rule of life. And the structure of the leadership here at the retreat center has been sort of patterned after the rule of life. So during the rule of life, the Superior General and his council must visit all the units in the world. We call them provinces, but the book of the rule of life calls them units. And they're here visiting the United States right now. And their term of office ends in the summer of 24, when there'll be another general chapter, and they'll elect a new council again. So 4 of them are here visiting. They started in San Antonio in the last week of January, and they're moving now throughout the province. And they'll be, and all 4 of them will come to St. Louis because there's so many ministries that need to be covered here. Chaminade, Vianney, St. Mary's High School, and this retreat center. I have not seen the schedule for that yet, but they will be. 2 of the counselors will be coming here, and the rest will be going out visiting the schools. They particularly love, as you can understand, getting in among the ministry because they don't deal with the whole reason why they entered religious life, except when they can be within the ministries. So we have with us right now Father Andre Joseph Yates. He's the Superior General, and he comes from France. We have Father Pablo Rabad. He's the Assistant for Religious Life, and he comes from the province of Spain. And we have Brother Maximin Magnan. He's the Assistant for Education, and he's out right now in California on the retreat for Mary's Lead. And just a year ago, Mary's Lead began the retreat right here at the retreat center. So they're there now, and he's out there because the Mary's Lead program is a program to form lay people for leadership in Marianist ministry. And this is novel for them, so they want to go and explore it and see it. And then Michael McLeod, he's the Assistant for Temporalities. We call him Money Guy, and the Property Guy. And he's from the province of Mariba. And Mariba is on Long Island, so he's an American. And he's making that visit. In the midst of all this, purposely wanted to make sure I stayed with this for you. The brothers in the province of the United States just went through a discernment for the provincial council. And they're ending their first 4-year term, and now the new council will begin a 3-year term. And that term sort of officially kicks off in the summer. And there's a big congregation of Marianists will come in from all over the province, and they will pray and do what Marianists do really well, meet, and then they will eat, and they will celebrate. And those of us who work directly in the Marianist ministries and think we're all going to be invited to the last day of this. So Father Oscar has just been named provincial again. And Brother Bernard Flager has been named the assistant. And Father Tim Kenny is continuing as Director of Religious Life. And Brother Jesse is the Assistant for Education, and he is the provincial council member that oversees the retreat house. And then Brother Joe Marco, Temporalities, who has really helped us here with lots of things. He has been reappointed. And then Brother Ed Violet is a general counselor elected by the brothers at large. And then Brother Bob Jones, who has been out here and given retreats for the Head to Heart. He is going to just begin as a counselor on that in leadership. So I just wanted to sort of bring you up to date on some things Marianists, because right now, this is the heart of what all the brothers are dealing with. Welcoming in true Marianist hospitality, the council, celebrating their discernment process of the reappointment of the council. And the council has such a direct effect on our ministry and our work here. In the meanwhile, there's been some very serious things that have occurred in the province, very sad, that I'm going to ask you for your prayers. Jim West, who is a long-time maintenance man in Tekaboka, died yesterday. And as Paul will tell you, and those of us on the board, those are the people that really hold this place together, you know. And Jim got very sick right before Thanksgiving, so he hasn't been at work. And they just went through a change. Kay is no longer the director of the retreat center. They have a new layperson who just took over there. So talk about baptism by fire. So I'd ask you to keep Jim in your prayers. And then Friday at Purcell Marian High School in Cincinnati, in the morning they got word that one of their students was shot and killed by his brother. And then as it unfolded, that brother killed their mother, and that brother took his own life. What compounded this so horribly is their dad shot and killed their 6-year-old sister in the summer and took his own life. So Purcell Marian High School is just going through absolute devastation. Talking to them, they're doing all the right things. They have the counselors in there helping the kids, and etc. So it's an urban school, and I'm under the impression that this was a very young and good family, and everyone is confused why or how these things happen. But as you can imagine, that when anything like that occurs, it's just full of lies. So we just ask God to journey with them, and I think it's important that when we know these things, that we celebrate the joys of our ministries, and we celebrate and walk and journey with those who are suffering. Like I've been sharing with people in the province and etc., the joy in Paul's life and the good news that his family has received, and all those good things. So it is the journey of life. So thank you. Didn't mean to end heavy. That's why I wanted to go back to Paul's good news.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.